Hey people, this is Jake bringing you another Percy Jackson video. Now, there are a lot of tragic things in this world. Math homework, your ice cream cone melting before you've finished it, a bird pooping on your windshield. A lot of tragic, serious things in this world. But the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series by Rick Riordan was not one of them. Okay? That was actually a freaking awesome thing for this world. But that is not to say that there are not tragic events that happen in them. Yeah, you probably know where this is going because the title, but yeah. So this is my top 6 most tragic deaths in the Percy Jackson Olympian series. Get your box of tissues. You know, if you're having a great day, I'm sorry because now you're probably going to be sad, but hey, let's enjoy ourselves over this tragedy. So at number 6, I have Luke Castellan, or Castellan, however you pronounce it. So Luke is someone I think is like at the top of people's list a lot, but he's also someone who, you know, could also very arguably not be on your list at all. A lot of supporting evidence for that because of the fact that the kid is an evil traitor. I'm sorry, but he is, and you can't really dispute that. I mean, he did evil things in every single book. Like even in Lightning Thief, we didn't know he was evil till like the very last second, and he almost killed Percy. I mean, the only reason he didn't kill Percy is because he did the classic villain flaw of like being like, haha, I'm superior and we will conquer the world where you die, and then leave before the guy actually dies. Like, come on, Luke, you're smarter than that. And then Percy lives, but still tries to kill Percy right there, okay? And then numero 2, book 2, he poisons Thales' tree, or Thalia, however you pronounce it. And then book 3, he lures Annabeth to get the sky like falling on top of her. And then book 4, he freaking lets himself be possessed by the King of Evil, Cronus. And then 5, you know, he's Cronus. So yeah, dude, I mean, he did some bad stuff. It's like he deserved to die. I mean, I know that it kind of sounds harsh to say, but if you do that much bad, death is a coming. I mean, there's really no avoiding it. I mean, it's coming. Now, it was done in like the saddest way possible. It is pretty much why he's at 5, and plus I'm at 6 on my list anyway. But also, it's like when you look at his background, because not only is he doing a lot of bad things, but you're learning more about Luke throughout the series. You're learning about his travels with Thalia and Annabeth. You're learning about all those talks they had about, you know, how much they hated the gods. And you're learning about how tragic his backstory was with May, and May going a little cuckoo because of the Oracle, and then Hermes like never being there. And yeah, so the kid had a lot of rough stuff. He had to travel across like the frickin' country alone with monsters chasing after him. And you know, because of all this and the way his like personality is, he's kind of like resembles what's wrong with the Greek gods, because the Greek gods are not good. They're not nice. They're extremely selfish, and they're not really good leaders. They just happen to be better than Cronus would be, and they just happen to be the parents of these people we root for, you know, Percy and the gang. But Luke like wears that on his sleeve, like how bad they are, and he is right. But the way he goes about it obviously is really bad. But because of all this stuff that we learn about him, because of all this stuff that he's gone through, and then because of the way he freaking dies by, you know, sacrificing himself at the end and like doing the whole Percy, me, Ethan, the others, don't let it happen again, and then dying, and then everyone comes in like Percy's like, we need a shroud for the son of Hermes, and saying, okay, I'm gonna go get my tissues and see me in 3 years after I've cried through about 8,000 tissue boxes. And number 5, Selena Biergard, or however you pronounce her name. For some reason, Percy Jackson names are really hard to pronounce, besides Percy Jackson, so at least that one wasn't hard. But yeah, Selena's kind of the same boat here, because she did betray the peeps. She was a spy, and that's something we kind of look over, but she was a spy. I mean, she arguably is kind of the cause of Beckendorf's death, because she did let them know that Percy and Beckendorf were coming, which, you know, that's terrible. And like, we don't really want to think of that, but she did. She was a spy. But so that's what keeps her from going forward. But what puts her on this list is one, Luke was part of the reason she got into this. You know, she was just, you know, a young girl at camp, and this cool, charming dude comes up and, you know, kind of charms her and flirts with her, and then bam, he's like really evil, and now you're mixed up in it too. And that just sucks. That's really sad. And, you know, Annabeth kind of like, man, what Luke did to Selena is just not forgivable. And then the fact that she has to go through Beckendorf dying, and then she's kind of the reason, and then the way she does is sacrificing herself because Clarice is a little whiny brat and wouldn't come out and help her friends, so then Selena had to be the hero and do it, and then just everything coming out, you know, about her being the spy, and then everybody being like, man, she's a hero, okay? She's a hero. And you're like, okay, man, we're cool with that because she's awesome. And so just her whole story is just really tough. But like I said, she's not any further because she was a traitor, but she's in front of Luke because Luke's part of the reason she is tragic, and she didn't do nearly as bad as Luke, and her heart was like 1,000 times more pure. So, and she made a mistake, a bad one, and it cost her everything, but she was still an amazing person, and we all loved her for good reason. Number 4, we got Michael Yu. Okay, now Michael Yu isn't like a huge major character in the Percy Jackson Olympian series, but he is very memorable. And because basically his biggest role is definitely in The Last Olympian, because he becomes the head counselor of Apollo Cabin after Lee Fletcher dies, which is another sad dude. And then we see him standing up to Clarice, you know, even though he's like super short. Shout outs to my short peeps out there. And calls her some really like funny insults. And then owns it though. And what I mean by owns it is he doesn't let the argument keep him from doing his job, which is helping out his friends in the cabinet in the war. Unlike Clarice over here, who can't get over herself. But Michael's like, whatever, man, it's just a chariot. You know, I'm not gonna let my campers die for it. So he shows a lot of maturity, and then he just hangs out with Percy, and he's a pretty cool dude. And then all of a sudden, and you know, I'm thinking, okay, man, this Michael guy's cool. I'm gonna be looking forward to see what he does throughout this book, and like how his character develops and all that stuff. And he's just a really funny guy. I like reading about him. And then Rick goes, psych, and Michael just falls off a bridge or something. We don't know. Because Percy's like, boom, Ricky bridge, and turns around and Michael's gone. Like, seriously, that's how you're going to kill him? Like, you're not even going to get him a heroic death like, he took down 5 monsters and suffered 6 stab wounds and died slowly, but it delivered one last heroic line to let us know he was awesome. No, he's just gone. And that really, that just sucks. And I don't think it's confirmed that he actually died until like House of Hades. I think there was something in there. But yeah, that's just a really sucky way to die for a guy that really did nothing wrong. I mean, Luke and Selena both were traitors. Michael Yu was no traitor? I mean, are you kidding me? Number 3, we got Zoë Nightshade. Now, Zoë is definitely a huge tragic character. One, she goes through a lot of character development throughout one book. You know, Titan's Curse, we started out not liking her because she was a jerkwad. But then we learn, hey, she has a huge tragic story. 1, her daddy's Atlas. That sucks. 2, she knew Hercules. That sucks. 3, Hercules pulled the whole charm thing to get her to, you know, help him out, even though he was a giant D-bag, and now she has to face the consequences for him being a giant D-bag. That sucks, you know? And now we hate Hercules. And she just, like, she turns out to be, instead of just a jerk, you know, she's mysterious and she's interesting and she's cool. And even though she's not the nicest person in the world, she is really selfless in the fact, you know, she's given her whole life to serve, you know, Artemis and a good cause that is the hunt. And even through all this stuff, now she's facing it right in the face, facing it in the face. How about that? By going and challenging Atlas. You know, she's reliving all this trash that she had to go through. But she does it with grace and heroicness and freaking awesomeness. And then she just gets killed, backhanded, by Atlas. So, screw you, Atlas. Screw you. And then she delivers the line of, I can see the stars, my lady, and dies. So yeah, take my heart, throw it down a river. allowed to be eaten by alligators, Rick. Why don't you? Number 2, we got Bianca di Angelo. I know you guys probably knew this was coming because Bianca di Angelo is like the definition of tragedy. One, her life, just sucks. Both D'Angelo kids, because they were born in like the 40s or something, and then their mama was killed, and they were thrown in the Lotus Casino, and then they came out, they didn't know what was going on, now the Greeks are like trying to kill them. But Bianca, I started out not really liking her because she abandons Nico, and that's kind of how Percy is. He's like, really, girl? Like, you're just going to abandon your brother like that for these people that, these hunters that you don't, like, just met and stuff? But then, like, Percy realized that she's pretty cool, and we realized she's pretty cool, and it's another, like, Michael Yu situation. Like, oh, cool, Bianca seems like a really cool girl. I'm actually starting to like her now, and I'm looking forward to see where she's going as a character. She seems to have kind of a mysterious parental background. I wonder where that's going to lead. Oh, right into the foot of a weird giant Talos dude. Thank you very much. Not really. Not really. Okay, but that isn't even, like, the most tragic. Like, that's sad, obviously. But it's like, for me, the biggest thing about Bianca dying is what it does to Nico. Like, he went from, oh, guys, look, mythomagic, oh my gosh, all this Greek stuff, it's so cool. Like, basically how I would be if I got to go to Camp Half-Blood. He's just kind of like the embodiment of that. And then Bianca dies. And that all changed. Because, like, I have a sister, too, and if anything happened to my sister, I'd be, like, a mess as well. Like, my mind would be, I would not be the same person, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not saying Nico's crazy. Like, that was misleading. But I would not be the same person. And Nico wasn't after that. And because he goes from, like, the, oh, guys, to the, I'm dark and brooding. And this guy is bad. I'm going to be angsty now for, like, the next 10 books. And go on my little angsty runs and eat my Happy Meals and kind of try to kill you guys maybe once or twice or get Percy locked up, even though I apparently like him. But actually, then I'm going to do good things now and actually be a pretty cool dude, and the entire fandom is going to adore me. But I'm still going to be angsty. Yeah, so you guys see the change. And, like, a lot of guys like that, Nico. Like, I don't not like, Nico's not my favorite, but he's cool. But I wish he would have stayed the way he was in the when he was first, just happy-go-lucky, and so it's that. Then number 1, we got Charles Beckendorf. Now, Charles Beckendorf is a guy that did absolutely nothing wrong, okay? Nothing. He was respected by everyone because he deserved the respect, because he was cool, because he was a good leader, because he was level-headed, because he was freaking awesome and blacksmith, because he was freaking buff. And he's just a cool, and he's dating Selena, and that's a freaking adorable relationship. And now we finally get to see him go on, like, a little mission, right? Little mission, right? In the beginning of Last Olympian. Oh, this is going to be cool. No. Okay, no, because he freaking blows up. And he did go out in an awesome way, but, like, you gotta go, Percy. But it still sucked. Okay, like, that was just, and that's something that rattles me, like, throughout the next series and on, because then, the Hephaestus cabin is kind of cursed because he died. And it's just like, yeah, because he was such a respected dude. Like, he was the dude. He was good, he was awesome, he was strong, he was selfless, he was everything you want to be as a man. And then, wada bang, he ends up dying. And it's partly because his girlfriend was a spy, but she loved his girlfriend too, and then that relationship, they're both dead. So then it's both just extremely sad. And it's like, what the heck, Rick, why? I think maybe Beckendorf with just Rick's message of sending, like, in the beginning, like, yo, this is going to be some serious shit. And, yeah, he was right. And that really, really sucks. So that was my top 6 tragic character death list. I'm sorry if I made you cry. But yeah, we've been through this, and it's tough. But we still got a lot of good characters, and hopefully they don't die, because, Rick, if you kill Percy Jackson, I will find you. And you know the rest of the line, if you watch Taken. So yeah, guys, it's been fun, and if you guys want to let me know your, top whatever tragic death list, please do. I'd love to read about them, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.